Tansei Oki Bonjour. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another fabulous Tuesday. Could you believe it's the last day of January? I can't even believe it. But yeah, welcome. I'm just really thankful and humbled to be here. I'm thankful to be able to share in a good way. And I'm kind of it's sneaking up on me, but in 2 weeks we have the Valentine's Day Memorial March, and so usually this is the time that we kind of start to raise money for the Memorial March. And I myself, I'm going to be donating either a custom drum or a drum making workshop, and we'll be hosting the drum making workshop probably in March or April. But if you can't make that one, then there's always some throughout the year. But I think it's really important just to be able to donate back to community and to be able to gift that, to be able to, pay our elders, pay our speakers, to be able to buy tobacco, to be able to buy sacred medicines. Because it's important. It's important. That's how we cultivate community, and that's how we cultivate connection. So I'm really, really thankful and humbled for that. But before I begin, and before I go bling bling and make that thing kind of pop up across my head with all of the information with what to, how to kind of donate, not donate, draw, buy a square. I would like to share the Cree Welcome Song and just acknowledge the land upon which we stand. So I live here in Mohkinstsis in Treaty 7 territory in Calgary, and I've been living here for off and on over half my life, and I'm just really thankful and humbled to be here. I'm thankful to the spirit of Mohkinstsis, which is alive and well every time we're able to share in a good way, which is that spirit of community, of connection, of confluence, of bringing things together and bringing people together to learn from each other and to really grow and create a deeper understanding and a better world for our future generations. And so I acknowledge the Blackfoot, or the Nitsitapi of Siksika, Gaina, and Bagani. I honor the Sarsi Dene, also known as the Beaver people, of Tsutsuna, and the Stoney Nakoda of Morley, which includes Chiniki, Bearspaw, and I believe it's not Wesley anymore. It's soon to be called Big Stony. And so I'm really thankful and humbled to kind of hear that story. I'm hoping to learn more from the elders and more from people from that nation, really the history of why it's been changed and how they're reclaiming it. I think that's so important. I love the fact that there's so many nations that are reclaiming their traditional territory and their traditional names, including in well, it used to be called Hobima, now it is Muscocheese. I think that's so beautiful. So why name a First Nation after a Dutch settler when you can name it after a strong, beautiful bear? And so I really honor that reclamation of our teachings, that reclamation of those names, and the reclamation of our language, our art, our stories, our ceremonies, and our path together through culture and each other. And so I also acknowledge the Métis of Region 3, and just that bridge between Indigenous and non-Indigenous culture that the Métis bring, that connection of all of us bringing everyone together. Métis literally means mixed because it's bringing everyone together to create a nation that goes on and on and on for time immemorial. And so to welcome everyone in today, I wanted to share with you the Cree Welcome Song. I'm going to give you a heads up. My voice is not 100%. I think it's just tired. I don't stop talking or singing ever, so it's really hard to rest my voice, but I'm sure I'll get there. But Mia Sin is the Cree Welcome Song. It is from the Natahau family of Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation, and I'm so thankful for that family, for keeping the song alive, for keeping the story alive, because it was almost lost. And there were so many of our songs that were almost lost, and so many of our teachings that were almost lost, and some that were lost. But now we're coming to a time where we can reclaim these things. This song means welcome because it does welcome everybody into the circle. It teaches us to come into the circle without judgment and to honor each other in a good way. We sing it in rounds of 3 to keep the circle open. So throughout anytime, whether you be coming or going, you're always welcome in that circle. And I think that's something that's so important, and we need to recognize that and acknowledge that. If we step into the circle, it's connection, it's community, it brings us all together in a good way. And so that's really what this song honors and represents, and it's really guided me on my journey, and I'm very thankful for that. And so Biasin, oh my goodness, doesn't just mean welcome, it also means beautiful. And I'm going to stand up to sing. Miasen, miasen, hasemina, hasemina, wagomagan hota homa kita skin ho miyasen miyasen hasemina hasemina epentakote iwagomagan hota oma kita skino miyasen miyasen hasemina hasemina epentakote niwagomagan hota homa kita skino. Hi, and welcome to the circle tonight, everyone. Oh, well, that was... Sometimes I get really emotional when I sing that song, and I think emotions are something we shouldn't have to apologize for. But, yeah, tonight I just wanted to begin with a smudge. Just because it's a good way to ground. And I know there's some people who say, you know, you don't smudge on camera, but there's two different kinds of smudge. Well, actually, there's three different kinds of smudge. There's a personal smudge, which is just you, all you. There is a ceremony smudge, where you can, you're specifically in ceremony. So for those ones, there's no pictures, just you ones. Well, there better not be around if it's just you. But the ceremony ones, there's no picture. We don't record those things. Usually we're just very still in those ceremonies. But then there is the public smudge, which is used specifically for teaching and for bringing community together and bringing community in. And with those smudges, yes, they are not officially ceremony smudges. They are teaching smudges, so they're an extension, but they bring people together in a meaningful way. And they're meant to be learning tools, teaching tools. And so we are allowed to film them. We are allowed to take pictures during those particular smudges. And I think it's really important to distinguish the difference, and it also depends on who is sharing that smudge. There are elders that they will say, do not take pictures during the smudge, because they bring in that ceremony and that spirit aspect of it during that smudge. And then there's other elders that are like, yeah, for sure, this is a teaching smudge, go for it. And I think that's really important to ask the elder before those pictures are taken. I'm very clear if we're at an event and there's media and there's a prayer about to be said. I'm very clear with media even before I say, I usually introduce the elder and I say, afterwards, do not take any pictures, do not record any video during the prayer and during the smudge. You have to be clear, and if you're not sure, it's important to ask. And I think that's such a huge part of anything. Consent is beautiful. Consent is amazing, and this is what we want. We want that consent. And so mine, of course, is a public smudge. I do. Oh my goodness. I do have my own personal smudge, but I also have a ceremony smudge. So I actually have different smudge bowls for each of them to invite in different aspects, different elements. Usually the one that I use publicly for teaching is a lot bigger because I want to be able to carry that smudge around many, many people. Oftentimes it's little guys, little children. But if it's just my personal one, I have a teeny tiny little bowl, little pink one, which is really lovely. Then again, I have my ceremony smudge, which is a little bit bigger as well. And so everyone's teachings are going to be a little different too. So it's important to acknowledge and ask them before you just go headlong into something. And if an elder or knowledge keeper says, this is my belief, you don't challenge them on that. You just say, okay, I'm in your house, I'm going to respect your rules, sort of thing. This is why when a woman is on her moon time, oftentimes we'll take a step away from sweetgrass, because sweetgrass in many of our nations is considered the men's medicine. And so out of respect for that particular medicine, because it is connected to fire, and when a woman is on her moon time, she's connected to water, it would be like dumping a bucket of water on a candle. So we take a step back. unless it's our own personal braided sweetgrass. And then in that case, you can use it at any time because that's your own personal smudge. There's lots of teachings around that, and a lot of teachings around how to give medicine, how to give honoraria, how to give protocol in a respectful, honorable way, but also, if you're not sure, ask. That's such a huge thing, is asking, because if you don't ask, you'll never learn. And so definitely ask. Don't be afraid to ask. And so I'm going to talk just a little bit about my medicines. I have them laid out Oji Cree style because I am Cree and Anishinaabe, as well as Métis thrown in there for good measure. But so I can share the teachings that I know. Of course, I can't share teachings that I don't know because that doesn't make any sense. But a quick little rundown. In the east, we have sweetgrass. Sweetgrass connects us to our mind. It connects us to the springtime, the men's medicine, as I had mentioned before. Also, it's the children's medicine. It's that medicine of fire. And it always smells really good. This one smells like cake for some reason. Normally, it smells like marshmallows to me, but for some reason, these ones down here by my desk, they smell like cake. And so that's for our mind. Then we go to the south, and in the south we have the beautiful cedar. Cedar is that connection to our physical being, our physical body. It reminds us of the relationship that we have with the earth and the relationship that we need to build with ourselves, but also the relationship that we have with the plants and the animals, and all of creation. And it reminds us that we're not above it or below it, we're part of it, and to honor those teachings. Cedar is also really good for our body. It's a fantastic body medicine, so we use it for many different things. And then we're going to go whoop, 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 to the west, and in the west we have the women's medicine. It's connected to Grandmother Moon. It's connected to the water. It's connected to our emotions. This is why whenever we get emotional, we leak from our face, because it's connected to water. And this is sage. There's so many different kinds of sage that grow around the world, but we are using buffalo sage. This buffalo sage has been in a bag for a bit, so it's looking a little sad, but that's okay because we're going to be smudging with it. So I'm just going to pull that beautiful buffalo sage off because we're going to be smudging with it today. Quick little teaching about buffalo sage. It, of course, grows wherever the buffalo roam, but one of my elders said that when we pull the leaves off, it holds our energy, it holds our intention. So whenever we're giving it to someone, we always leave it on the stem for them to decide what to do with. And that's a very Oji Cree teaching. Whereas in Pagani, one of my elders was taking all of the sage leaves off of the stem. And I asked her what she was doing. She said, oh, I'm cleaning it before I give it away as a gift. And so everybody has different teachings. It's not right or wrong. It's just different depending on where you are and whose house you're in. And so it's really just about honoring, whoever is sharing those teachings with you, and giving thanks for those different perspectives, because you never know what's going to resonate with you. And so I'm just going to pull all that off. And so sage, again, that's the women's medicine. It's universal, so anyone can smudge with it at any time. And there we go. And then the last medicine is tobacco. So I have quite a bit of tobacco that I've been gifted over the years, and I always bring it to gift it to elders and things like that, and for ceremony, and for giving it back to the earth when we harvest anything from the earth. It's just really about honoring those things. And so I'm going to just roll all of my lovely sage in a ball, and I have matches, because I only light my medicines with matches, or if I'm in a pinch and I only have a lighter, I'll light the end of a stick or light the end of the sage on fire and then put it on, because the lighter actually disrespects the relationship that we have with the earth, because we're not entitled to anything in the lighter, and so we will use matches to respect and honor the earth in a good way. Oop. All right, you may notice thumbs up. Slice my thumb open because I'm awesome. I'm clumsy, that's why. All right. And so the smudge bowl has all 4 directions. The medicine that we put in represents the earth. The bowl itself represents water. When we let it on fire, it's fire. And when we light it, or the smoke, represents the air. I always fan it with my hand. I never blow on it because your breath is your life and your life is precious and you don't waste that for anybody. So, oops. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean my hands so that anything I'm carrying I get rid of. I bring it over my body 4 times to honor the 4 directions in my body. I'm going to smudge my mind so I can think clearly and learn from every person that crosses my path, so I can be open-minded, never rigid with my thinking, but also to think good, positive thoughts. I smudge my ears so I can be open to hear all of the messages that Creator sends me, to remind myself we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak, but also so I can be open to hear all of the messages and people fully and completely. It's the difference between hearing and listening. Smudge my eyes so I can see all of the beauty that surrounds me, to see all of the beauty in every single person and aspect of life, but also to see the unseen and see things below the surface, to be open to the beauty within. I smudge my nose so I can smell danger and nature and cookies and good things. I smudge my mouth so I speak only true and kind words that are helpful, kind, and truthful. I smudge my throat because I'm very thankful for my voice this lifetime, so that my voice will heal, and so I can continue to give voice to the voiceless. I'm going to smudge my lungs so I breathe good, clean air and honor the sacred breath that we all share. I'm going to smudge my heart so we stay grounded and so I honor that connection that we have to community, to honor our heart medicine, that unconditional love, that compassion and that kindness that we share with our community, the love of ourselves, of our family, of our friends, and all our relations, which is everything and everyone around us. Smudge my stomach so I'm very thankful for all of the food that I ate this day, and to send abundance around the world so that it may sustain us as a whole. Smudge my belly button because that's where we're connected before we come into this world, so that's where our spirit speaks through us and to us. Smudge my womanhood because I'm very thankful to be a woman and a mother in this time, but also to be a two-spirit woman and carry both that masculine and feminine energy and ceremony within me. I smudge my shoulders and my back so I can carry all of my responsibilities with grace and humility and with strength. I smudge my arms and my hands so I can do the good work that Creator's put me here to do. I smudge my legs so I can walk this red road in a good way, be sure-footed, but also to lead that path in a good way. And I smudge my feet so I stay grounded and connected to Mother Earth, treading lightly upon her and honoring her with every step. And if there's anywhere else in your body that you need a little extra love, so again, I need a little extra love in my throat, because for some reason my voice is very tired, and it's been harder and harder to speak and to talk and to sing. And if there's anyone in your life that you want to send some love and appreciation to and some healing, whether that be physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual healing, you send them that love and you send them that healing. Hold them deep in your heart. And then when you're all done, you just say thank you, or hi, or miigwech, or merci, or xie, dankeschön, gracias, however you say thank you in your language, because your language is important, because that's the way you relate to your ancestors and the world around you. And so we do have that beautiful event coming up, and I'm just going to flash this. Boom. Boom! Valentine's Day Memorial March. There's a custom drum workshop. Custom drum or a workshop that I'm offering as well, because I think it's important. I think it's important to support our elders. I think it's important to support our community, to support those families who are looking for answers for their murdered and missing Indigenous women, girls, two-spirit people, but also to all families who are hurting. They deserve that closure. They deserve that love. They deserve that kindness and compassion, but they also deserve justice. And justice takes many forms. It to just be an apology in some ways, or just answers. I think that's the biggest thing, is answers. And so this is why every year we do the Valentine's Day Memorial March. This is going to be the 15th annual this year. And I'm just really thankful and humbled that I'm there to coordinate. Part of the thing with the Valentine's Day Memorial March is you will see people carrying these big cutouts, and those are of the murdered or missing women. And then the ones that are the busts, the bodices, the kind of like profiles of people, those are the women who have been murdered. Those are the ones that have been taken from us. And so on those beautiful cutouts, those beautiful bright red cutouts, we have names of the women, we have their ages, we have their story, whether they be a mother or an auntie or grandmother. It's, I think, so important to put a face to it. It's so important to put that story and that humanity in it, and to say these were people. They weren't just numbers or statistics or whatever the media has made them out to be. They are human beings, and they deserve dignity and respect and justice. And so that's why I do what I do. So I think it's important to share women's songs. I'm going to do my best with my voice the way that it is. I'm not sure how high I can sing, but I can definitely sing a little lower. And so I'm going to start with Anagaya, which is the Women's Honor Song. And I'm going to pop that up later, so you can definitely offer a number. So if you're not sure what number you want, you just want a random number, let me know. If there's specific ones that you want, as long as they're not sold, I will put your name on that particular number. And again, we are only doing this until the Monday before, so that we can pay all of the elders and offer honorary to the drummers and buy some traditional medicines. So that's important. Ta-da! Okay. Awesome. And so when I say custom drum, of course I make drums, so this is my baby. This is the back of her, and I actually show 11 different styles of drum weaving, so we can make many different styles together. Or you can make your own, and that's definitely a gift that keeps on giving, because if something happens, you can always fix it. Awesome. All right, so this is my baby. And I'm going to share Anagaya, the Women's Honor Song, which is from Joan Henry. She is a Arapaho Cherokee, and I'm very thankful for her sharing this song and the story behind it, because it is the women's song. You can hear that pulse in it. That pulse is connected to Mother Earth. The way that plants grow, they pulse as they open and grow. The way that, our heartbeats, every living being has that heartbeat that connects each and every one of us. So that's that reminder of that nurturing aspect in each and every one of us. That's the first sound that we hear when we're in our mother's womb, and that's the second that we feel throughout our entire being when we come into this world. And so that's really what the drum is, and that's what this song was really about. It's about that rhythm, that pulse. And so when we hear it, sometimes we kind of pulse with it, which is a beautiful thing. It's the same kind of aspect or kind of the way that we connect. So when a baby is crying, the first thing you do to comfort it when you're picking it up is you kind of bounce. And that's that nurturing aspect that we've always become accustomed to. And so, yeah, this is Anagaya, the Women's Honor Song. Thank you, Joan Henry. Anagaya, weha weha, weha no way, weha weha, weha weha, weha, ah, ah, ah. Anagaya, weha weha, weha no way, weha weha, weha weha, weha, ah, ah, ah. When away, when away, when away, no way, we oh hey we hi we hi we Anagaya, we ha we on away, we ha we next women's song I'm going to share is a strong woman song. I can do it right now. So the Strong Woman song is an Oji Cree song, Anishinaabe and Cree, and it started off as the turtle song. I have beautiful turtles on my ribbon skirt today, which I'm very, very thankful. So this is one of my new ribbon skirts that I made in my ribbon skirt making workshop, which I'm very, very thankful for. Oh, that's another thing. If you win the raffle and you want a different workshop of the equivalent price, you are more than welcome to come to a few of the workshops to kind of bridge that gap, which I think is really, really beautiful. And so you can make your own ribbon skirt if you so choose. I haven't mastered ribbon shirts yet because colors are hard. But it's just a beautiful gift to be able to share and to be able to wear those things to different events. And so you have those with you. And yeah, so this song, the Strong Woman song, is Oji Cree. And it, the turtle connects us to not only Mother Earth, because of course we're on the turtle's back, this is why we call it Turtle Island in Anishinaabe, but also it connects us to the moon. Grandmother Moon cycles in 28 days, and we have the 28 ridges along the outside of a turtle's back. And then also Grandmother Moon cycles in, we have 13 moons in a year, which is the 13 moons that we have within our being. And so that's that connection to Grandmother Moon. It's our connection to the women's medicine. It's our connection to our beautiful Mother Earth and those cycles that kind of create all of our healing, all of our teachings, and also our way of living and our connection to time itself. And so that's really what the song honors. We called it the Strong Woman song because the use of it in a prison. So it was used in Ontario as part of a reciprocism program, which is a way to just help women reclaim who they were. It was to reclaim their spirit, to reclaim their sense of self, their sense of belonging to their community, their sense of connection to their ancestors, and just really value in who they were, not only as women, but as Indigenous women, and to give them that pride. And of the women that were involved in this program and learned about their culture and their history and gained that sense of pride in who they were, 98% never reoffended. And so it shows that there's power in reclamation, power in creating connection and community, and reminding ourselves of our ancestors and how we can make them proud. And so this is the Strong Woman song, also known as a turtle song. I'm losing my voice. And so, water is life. Water is sacred. I'm thankful for water. So the next song I'm going to share is the Women's Warrior song, if I can. The Women's Warrior song teaches us to honor that women's warrior spirit, that warrior spirit in each and every one of us. And to be a warrior is to have courage, the courage to stand up for what's right in your community, the courage to lift people up when they're down, the courage to be yourself fully and completely and offer what you can as your sacred gift to community. Because that's truly what courage is. That's truly what a warrior spirit is. That is to be of service to our community, to our people, to our elders, to our children, to those that are hurting in our community. It is our responsibility to come together and raise each other up. And that's really what this song is about. It's about honoring that connection that we have. It is a Salish song, and I'm very thankful. It became kind of, well, it was used during AIM as a whole bunch of grandmothers were arrested. They were trying to shut down a blockade in BC. But of course, that didn't work. So the grandmothers were basically the ones keeping the home fires burning. They were the ones taking care of the kids, making sure that people on the front lines were fed. And as soon as they were arrested, well, they were hoping that that would quell everything and, you know, everything would get shut down. But no, instead, all of the children and all of that family activity got moved to the front lines. And so the RCMP just looked like jerk faces. And when they finally released the grandmothers, this song was, they shared this song as they came out of prison. And this was known for them, henceforth, as the Women's Warrior song, because they were the ones that were warriors for their community. They were the ones who were standing up for what's right by taking care of the entire community, as the other warriors that were on the front lines raising their voices were there. And so it teaches us to stand up for what's right in our community, to be able to honor each other fully and completely. And so, yeah, this is the Women's Warrior song, which also has become an anthem for our murdered missing Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit people in BC, specifically along Hastings Street. And so we honor them. Everyone. And so unfortunately my voice is not 100%. It's not the best, and I want to make sure that I have a voice for the Valentine's Day Memorial March. So I will be cutting the singing short. Oh no, it got blurry. Oh no, I'm back. Okay. So but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post that thing again. Boom. So again, Valentine's Day Memorial March. So information about the march. The march doors open at 6 o'clock, and it is at Scarborough United Church, which is on Scarborough Ave, which is kind of like just so if you go down 17th. If you're driving, you're going to have to go down 14th and up 15th and then find Scarborough Drive. If you are walking, you can walk up 17th and then just scoot down Scarborough Drive and you're going to find it right away. It's that beautiful church on the corner. We're going to be in the back area of the church, which is that beautiful meeting space, that community gathering space, which is a beautiful gift. I'm really, really thankful that they've kind of created that space for us year after year. To really honor our communities, to honor those people that we have lost, to honor the families who are hurting, but also just to strive for justice. And I think that's a huge push for truth and reconciliation. Something as simple as space can make a huge difference for our events. You know, that it's nice that we can keep the elders warm. This year, hopefully, if we get enough donations, we can actually feed everybody again, which would be really amazing. And so, yeah, there's all sorts of amazing things. We start the event at about 6:30 with some songs, of course, with a prayer from an elder. And I'm just really thankful and humbled for the elders in our community that are able to support in that way the speakers in the community who just step forth and share their story. And you know, disclaimer, the stories are hard. They're not meant to be easy. Nothing in life is meant to be easy. Well, that's not true. If you're on the right path, it seems to be easier. But those stories, they hit home. And that's what we need to hear. We need to hear those stories so that we understand that connection, so we feel connected to those families, so that we do the work and the diligence and share the stories so that this doesn't continue to happen, so those families can get justice. I think that's so important. But also, you know, to be able to cultivate that sense of community, to feel that connection, to learn from many different people. I think that's such a beautiful gift that we get to share in those nights, and nights like, you know, the Valentine's Day Memorial March, in days like the Sisters in Spirit Vigil, and things like Orange Shirt Day, when we're able to just bring community together and share our stories and show how important we are as Indigenous people, but how much human connection we can cultivate and create within our communities. I think is so essential. And so, yeah, then we will probably start marching around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and we should be done marching everything by about 9 o'clock, and then hopefully we'll have some tea and some coffee, and hopefully some snacks as well, so that we can keep everybody kind of like not hungry throughout the night, but fed. And so, if you know an organization that would like to offer sponsorship to the Valentine's Day Memorial March, shoot me a text. You can email me too. I'm quite slow on email, but you can definitely email me. And we would love to see any support. If you're an ally, or if you're somebody who's just curious and wants to understand a little deeper, everyone is welcome to this event. This is an open event, and it's important to show that support for many different communities and many different families. Even if you've never come to one of these events before, it's a perfect opportunity to get introduced to people in the community and see the work that's being done, but also see ways that you can help. And I think that's a big part of what we do. And so, yeah, Miigwech, everyone. I am going to share one more song, and then I'm going to shut her down for tonight, just because my throat's just like not having it. So I'm gonna have some water first. But this is gonna be the I don't like to say goodbye song, the journey song. So your journey is good. And this song came through me on, actually not National Indigenous Day. All right, I forgot. I'm going over here. Now, you can't see my face. I'm going to shut this down for now. So you can see my face. There we go. And so this song actually came through me while I was at a hospital for a National Indigenous Day celebration, for them to kind of like connect and understand. But it's AHS, so it was a little weird. One of the performers didn't show up, so I just continued performing. I just continued singing and drumming and sharing. And I let whatever songs and whatever stories were meant to come through me come through. But then this song came out, and now it is written, and so, or now it is gifted. But in that place, I think it was important to, you know, say Sakit, which means I love you, and that's to our family, to our friends, to our journey. which leads us together or sometimes takes us away from each other. But it's important to honor those moments that we have together. It teaches us that all roads will lead us back to family, to friends we take on as family. I have a lot of sisters from another mother, and they feel like family, they feel like home. And that's really what this song is about. It's about all of those paths leading us together on our journey. And so all of those things we learn. And so this is the journey song. It's also part of my journey. Sakito into my family. Sakito into my friends. Sakito into my journey. Until we meet again. Ah hey, way, ah hey, oh. Ah hey, way, ah oh. Ah hey, way, ah hey, oh. Ah hey, way, ah hey, oh. Sakihito into your journey. Sakihito into your friends. Sakihito into your family. Until we meet again. Ah hey, way, ah hey, oh. Ah hey, way, ah oh. Ah hey, way, ah hey, oh. Ah hey, ah oh. Sakihito into our journey. Sakihito into our friends. Sakihito into our families. Until we meet again. Ah hey, way, ah hey, oh. Ah hey, way, ah oh. Ah hey, way, ah hey, oh. Ah hey, ah oh. Sakihito into our families. Sakihito into our friends. Sakihito into our journey. Until we meet again. Ah hey, way, ah hey, oh. Ah hey, way, ah oh. Ah hey, way, ah hey, oh. Until we meet again. Until we meet again. Awesome, everyone. Gretch, thank you so much for joining me on another fabulous Tuesday. I will be back next week, but the following Tuesday will be the Valentine's Day Memorial March. And so Perhaps I will live stream from there. Perhaps there will be many live streams from there. We will see. But I will definitely share that link wherever we end up getting it. And maybe I'll just schedule it. And then I'll make it happen. Yeah, we can make it work. And so, again, Miigwech, thank you so much for your community support. Thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, thank you so much for just being in my life and present. And I'm very, very thankful and humbled to be able to share in a good way. Miigwech, everyone. Hi, hi. Marcy. And I will see you next week. And just that reminder, if you are looking to get tickets on our lovely little square, which I forgot it upstairs before I started this live stream, so whoops. But I'll show it, and I'll probably take pictures of it throughout the week just to kind of show the numbers that we have sold. Oh, thank you so much, Corey. And so again, I'm just gonna post that. Ow! This is the Valentine's Day Memorial March that we are trying to raise money for the elders and to honor the drummers and for things like tobacco and food. Hopefully we get some sponsors. We'll get enough money for some food and some snacks so that we can feed everybody there, because it's important not just to feed our physical bodies, but to feed, you know, our spirit with connection, our emotions, and our minds. And so yeah, it's the whole thing. So if you have any questions, shoot me a text, 403-404-7664, or you can email me, chantal@create.ca. I will also share the event link. The event is in Facebook, but you can click on it. It's open, it's public, so you can actually see all of the details, even if you don't have social media, because I know a lot of people are concerned because they've given up social media and they're like, oh, I don't know. But you can still follow the event itself, even if you don't have social media. You can click on it and open it, and it'll show you all of the details. And again, if you have any questions, shoot me a text. So hi everyone, Miigwech. I hope you send me just donations so that we can pay our elders. And so Miigwech, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Hi, Marcy.